Let's see if this works. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Let's put this on. This work. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Alright, let's put this on. This work. We should be good. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Hold on, y'all. What we? Alright, let's put this on. This work. We should be good. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Hold on, y'all. What we? Get off of here. Alright, let's put this on. This work. We should be good. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Hold on, y'all. What we? Get off of here. Alright, let's put this on. This work. We should be good. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Hold on, y'all. What we? Get off of here. Alright, let's put this on. This work. We should be good. Okay, it looks like it's working a bit. Smoke for the trauma, sick for the pain, extract for the slick for the damn. I know something wrong with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Oh, my wrist off, what on my chain? What if I just sweat, make her go insane? Pull up in that new cook, might jump off the brain. I ain't real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Oh, my wrist off, what on my chain? What if I just sweat, make her go insane? Pull up in that new cook, might jump off the brain. I ain't real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Oh, 1 minute turn off, what on my chain? What if I just sweat, make her go insane? Pull up in that new cook, might jump off the brain. I ain't real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. 1 minute turn off, what on my chain? What if I just sweat, make her go insane? There we go. Turn that off. So y'all, look, I was gonna do a before everybody get out here. Good morning. I usually just be making the videos raw, but I'm gonna try to keep these ones like easy to go by. But they just put something on here. Let me go put on the shirt. Ah. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Making sure I walk around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my. Please don't tell me you went up. Fuck! I left for 2 minutes. Or. What are you doing? 15 minute. 5 minute. Alright, Nas. You look like you're ready to buy. But that means that you want to come under here. So I was right about yesterday. It just didn't happen yesterday. So look. Basically, we got to go to the last high. The last high was actually down here. I'm sorry. Where we at? All right, so let's break this out. What I do, let's delete all of this. What I do
for basically when I come to the markets. Dang, my necklaces. Mind you, I've been on a losing streak. Let's let these charge for a second. Alright. Bring this over here. So look, y'all. We automatically gotta check out our higher time frame. We have to make sure our higher time frame is telling us what it wants to do. We can't go off our lower time frame. So what I mean by that is, when you guys come to the markets, make sure you're not on any time frame that's less than an hour. No time frame that's less than an hour. If you're on your, well, don't look at this 45 minute, 90 minute shit. That's just for my extras. But 30 minute, 15, 10, 5, 1 through 3, stay away from them. Why? Because they don't make no sense. No sense if you're on them. If you're just trying to look for a trade. Your lower time frame is for your entries, okay? I also was going to do this. What I would do. What I would do if I go back. First thing is, I'm sticking to 1 to 2 pairs, right? And mine is NAS 100 and US 30. Okay, and we'll highlight this. This is the first thing. This should be the first thing. We can make this a different color because that's literally throwing me off. Boom. Sticking to 1 to 2 pairs, right? So notice how, my bad. Notice how over here I got, damn, you can't even see it. Let me move it over. Notice how over here I got multiple pairs, right? If you see where my cursor is, NAS, US 30, SPX, the dollar, Bitcoin. I don't need none of these pairs on here. I don't even need gold. All I need is NAS and US 30. I use SPX because it's also tracking the US markets, or just the top 500, you feel me, stocks or whatever. But basically all 3 of these are similar in a way, but then again they aren't. All right, but they help me overall. Let's see what we got on NAS. When it comes to here, I also want to have, as a beginner trader, I also want to say that if I could go back, instead of messing with multiple pairs, sticking to 1 to 2 pairs, I'm not risking everything to my name. Unless I know what I'm doing. Let me highlight that. Hold on. Let's highlight that right there. Damn, that looked way darker. All right, there we go. Now we can make this. Who's chasing? We can make all of this bigger. 18. Boom, so y'all can actually see. My bad. Okay, boom. What else are we looking at? As a beginner trader, I'm not looking at what others are making. Fuck they Lambos, fuck they houses, fuck they wives. None personal. I'm just telling you, like, this has to be in y'all head. Like, y'all can't be. Let me make sure this is showing on the Instagram. Y'all can't be looking at what others got. You can't be looking at it like damn near. Oh, how can I put this in a nice analogy? Everybody. I'm not even gonna over explain it. Let's see something. Boom. How can I put this in a way? That looks perfect. I love that. Okay, so boom. I'm not looking at what others are making or what they got. Why? Because it'll throw me off my journey. Everybody else has noise. You forget that you have your own noise. When you start to look at everybody else's noise and basically in a way where it's, what's the word, bro? Basically in a way where it's you're just trying to cancel out your own noise, that's not the way to do it. When I say noise, I mean that I wake up right now, right? And I say, I want to get on this chart, or I want to get on the charts, and I want to get on Instagram, and I want to get to basically promoting my own brand. But if somebody called me and they basically say, hey, bro, I just got this new this or this new that. Oh, good shit, brother. Good shit. You feel me? That's the response. But it isn't how you got that, where you get that from. Like, I'm not changing my mindset to what they got or what they're doing. I'm sticking to what I got and what I'm doing. So when it comes to day trading, I took this trade. I lost. I won. I got this result. I'm not going on Instagram and saying, oh, they took this trade. They lost. They won. This is what they got. And then basically comparing it. Everybody has their own noise, and we have to all understand that our noises are different. We can solve them kind of the same ways, but our results are going to be different. So focus on your own noise, the good and the bad noise. If you can get on a streak of that, your money will follow. All right. We're still falling. Is this my area? Where's my last high at? My last high is up here. I can make that smaller. My last high is up here. We've already took our liquidity from the top. That's why we're falling. Boom. But from the previous structure, my last low is 1, 2. I could say it's right here. Damn, today look like a selling day. Let me, because these right here, these lows under here and right here, they're just extended higher lows. They're just extended higher lows. And what I mean by that is people are looking for pullbacks, right? Pullbacks to continue buying. But what they don't know is it kind of doesn't work like that. Market structure works in multiple different ways. And let me explain it a little bit better. So instead of explaining market structure, let me explain how trading works. We got something called higher highs. We got a high right here. We got a higher high right here, meaning that this high is higher than here. We know that. Why? Because where does price say it was right here? Could make this thicker, like my girl. 24,554, right? But, and that was off of, I could delete all these blue lines right here. Or blue areas. Market structure. This high right here. Here we go. This high right here was higher than this high. So this is a higher high. Not only does it make higher highs, it makes higher lows. So this low right here at 24, what is that, 400 basically? This yellow line is lower than this low right here at 24,455 basically. So the market is making higher highs, but also making higher lows, right? And this is how you just reading the candlesticks. Like everybody look at it as like it's a broken screen or something, but it's not. It's literally just these candlesticks, these red and green things, and you can make them whatever color you want, are tracking what is showing on price right here. Okay? That's all it's doing. It's tracking what is showing on price. Boom. Now from there, what we want to do is tell ourselves, is the market still making higher highs or is it making lower highs? In this case, it's looking like, let me delete all of this again. In this case, and this is me just saying, I'm not looking at anything other than this. I'm not looking at the noise, the money, the materialistic shit, the needs. It's all a distraction. Like trading is a game full of psychological battles. I feel like everything is. And if you can't understand that, you're going to kind of run yourself into a brick wall every single time. If you overcomplicate this, you're going to run yourself into a brick wall every single time. Okay? That's why it's going to take a lot of time, because it's a lot about learning ways that people don't teach. It's about things that you didn't learn at home. Like trading is going to kind of make you into a way better person too. Like you're not just going to make a lot of money from it. You're going to become the person that you have to become the person to manage that money before you can make a lot of money. So what that means is the person that you're going to become, you're going to be more happier about that than the money. You get me? And it's all just from learning a new skill, bro. It's just a skill. Learning how to read these candlesticks and understanding that these candlesticks represent price. It's just a skill. It's like learning that, it's like a doctor learning that this tool, when I go into this person's body, it can't touch this, but it can help this. Like, it's just a skill, but everybody can't do it unless they learn it. But what I didn't say about that doctor going into there is the psychological battle. Like, damn, if I put this wrong or if I do this too quick, if I try to rush this, I could kill this person. Like, he could run into a brick wall, like, in his own way. You get me? Trading isn't hard, but the psychological battles that you go through by yourself is. And once you start to learn how to channel them battles that you're going through by yourself, bro, you're going to make so much cheese. Okay, so I explained a good amount just for this day one on what I would and would not do. We're not going to make this too much because that's when you tend to kind of like veer off. If you ask me, got a daily. I need to mark my daily time frame. Boom. Daily support and resistance. We got a daily high. Support and resistance. Where's our new high? Boom. Okay. And we got another one up here. Okay. 4 hour. It's 4. Damn, this shit look like it wants to sell. This shit look like it wants to sell. Hold on, y'all. I'm just deleting this shit off my story. Basically from this 4 hour, or alright, I marked off my dailies. I got to mark off my 4 hour time frames. So we have a high right here, or previous higher low right here. Higher low. The next higher low will come from right here. And this one right there was the last one that we approached. But my 15-minute time frame, I don't think this is a 15-minute pullback. I feel like this is a 4 hour pullback. Why? Because we rejected our 4 hour high. We swept liquidity from our 4 hour high, so we have to come under here. We have to. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, ride for the commas, click for the gain. That's our high. So the reason I put this level right here is because this was our previous high, right? That was our previous high. I'm still sick, y'all. Excuse me. when it comes to this being our previous high and we broke it, I wanna know where is my last low. Where's the first low from breaking this high? Let's go down to my lower time frame to find it. So notice how when we had this high over here, can we still see it? Let me move it over. Notice how when we had this high over here, we broke above, retested, and continued up, right? But the way trading works is, fuck. The way trading works is once you start to understand where price is going next from the higher lows, the higher highs, like, hey, we made a high right here, we have to make a higher low before we make a new high, etc. Right? You have to do something called a liquidity grab. So let me come over here and put something on here, right? A liquidity grab is, damn, I can't log. I can't even show y'all, but basically, I like to study market structure, which is what I explained already with the higher lows, higher highs, but I also like to study liquidity. Liquidity is where the institutions are literally kind of looking for. They're looking for liquidity. Like, where is liquidity at? You get me? And the institutions are also known as like the banks, the hedge funds, the institutions, right? My bad. I got sidetracked because I went to go call for it. But okay, boom. So 4 hour time frame, liquidity or market structure, right? Making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. We look like we're making a higher low, but this is another thing. You can't call something a higher high. Like this is a high right here. I'll circle it. This is a high. a higher high. Why? Because it's bigger than this high, or it went further than this high, right? In this blue area, but the red circle is basically a new high. So I know that there's liquidity resting up there. Why? Because there just is. Like, the market's not just gonna. No, let me not explain it like that. There's liquidity resting up there. I was gonna get simple-minded with y'all and lazy-minded. First of all, this is how you identify liquidity. You either find them from equal highs, where you see this, you see how we made a high and an equal high. Like, we basically, the structure of the bodies, we never really broke above here. Yeah, we were playing above it. That's why it was consolidated, but we never really broke. Like, it tried to break and then it closed back below. So that's called a liquidity sweep. So when it comes to a liquidity sweep, right, you automatically have to know that it's going to come down to previous structure. Structure is what? Higher lows or higher highs, or lower lows or lower highs. In this case, we're buying. When you're buying, you're looking for higher highs and higher lows. When you're selling, you're looking for lower highs and lower lows. I'll say it again, or I'll just type it on here. When the market is buying, you're looking, okay, why is it so damn big? You look for higher highs and higher lows. Okay? When the market is selling, can't I clone this? Boom. When the market is selling, right? You're looking for lower highs and lower lows. In this case, this is a high, right? And we sweat liquidity. So you got to keep up. You got to kind of, don't take everything that I'm saying and just try to make it work for you, right? No. Take what I'm saying and take it slow. Try to make it work for you. Like, literally try to make it work for you. But if you just try to force it to work for you, that's not making it work for you. You're literally just trying to say, oh, he told me to do this. This should work. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And the money is going to make you think like, oh, this works. Because, bro, you get lucky in this shit too. You get lucky meaning that, in my definition of luck, let me put this on here. My definition of luck. You were right about something. Didn't know. You're right about something. You know what? I'm act like I'm the motherfucking Expedia, whatever you call that shit. Encyclopedia, wherever you search up the definitions. Being right. Let me try to act like I'm Google. That's what I'm gonna say. My definition of luck is being right about something you don't have much knowledge and experience of. All right. So I'm telling you guys, you're going to get lucky. You're going to get lucky. It happens. But don't take your luck and treat it like it's the world's luck. Like it's the normalized luck that people be like, oh, you got lucky. Bitch, you only saying that because you don't know what you're talking about. That's how I look at that, bro. He said, this is ICT, brother. Don't define my strategy. It's trading. Please don't define my strategy. This is actually not ICT because whatever y'all learn from ICT, I don't care if it is. I never learned ICT. You feel me? So if something's out there called a strategy, and this is me getting off subject a little bit, if anybody's naming a strategy, they're just trying to make money off of it. They're just trying to claim it. They're just trying to say, I came up with this first, where no. You think banks, hedge funds, institutions is out there talking about a strategy? No. They don't lose because they got more money than us. That's the only reason these people make more money than us. Because they got more money than us. You will notice that the only reason you're still losing is because you're not satisfied with what you're making. That's the only reason. Like, I'm going to put this on here. It's not the strategy. It's your satisfaction. It's your own Like, you don't even gotta be the smartest for this shit. I don't even know how to spell this. Satisfaction. Yeah, can I spell it? Did I spell it right? It's your own satisfaction. You feel me? Like, when people make money off of certain moves, the only reason they don't make as much is because they don't have as much. When people lose money off of certain moves, the only reason they lost is because they didn't have enough to hold. Like, there's people, let me put it like this. When people invest, right? Like, let's just be honest. When people invest, most people don't look at the area that they're investing in. They're just getting in off of what somebody says, or they're just getting in off of what they learned about it, right? But in my opinion, that kind of aligns with the people that invest. They have a lot of money. The people that try to invest, they're just trying to make money. Just being totally transparent. What I've learned in the last 4 or 5 years. Now, you get into a day and age where people are actually putting the information out there. You got the internet, right? Before the internet, you think people was talking about, oh, use this strategy to get in on this trade and make this amount of money? No. They just said, get into this trade. You're going to make this amount of money no matter what, or over this amount of time, or just get into the trade. And I ain't gonna lie, because there wasn't so much information out there back then, that's probably why people kind of went left with it. And some became homeless and some actually made it. But I could guarantee you, if I could just go off of just a lucky guess, The only reason people did not survive day trading in the past is because they did not have enough money. And when it comes to having, the people that did have enough money, they didn't know what they were doing. They thought it could just be, oh, get into this, you make this amount of money. No, because you got a lot of money, that's egos. There's people that got money and they know that they look at money as just money, not egotistically. You feel me? Not nothing other than a tool. But most people is getting into this shit and they're looking at money like it's just something that defines them. You get me? Like, it's not that hard to say, get into this trade, you can make this. I could go on the internet and say that, but the only people that's going to follow it is the people that's following the money. You get me? So it's not just about the money, bro. It's about the people. It's about my bad, I got mixed up again. It's not just about the money. It's about the confidence. It's about how much money you have. It's about where you're putting the money in at. And when it comes to all these strategies, I feel like that's another way for there to become another wave of people just losing money. How about you go off of what you learned? You just told me that I'm trading ICT, or somebody on here said that I'm trading ICT, and I've never watched ICT in my life. So that lets me know that I'm right about what I'm talking about. Because you're saying that you see something that somebody else is teaching that makes millions of dollars off of probably people that's telling them, or that they're making millions of dollars off of people from just telling them, hey, do this. No, why not just be honest with somebody and be like, hey, this is the only way to trade. And I will explain why. Don't name it something, because now people are going to feel like this is the only way to trade for the money. Like, no, you can teach this skill, bro. And you don't have to define it by the name of it. You can literally teach this skill. People made so much money off of just just naming something that they can teach everyone for free. And that's why I think ICT does teach for free, or he does have his information on it for free. But I don't really care for it, bro. If he ain't really being honest with people about, hey, there's only really one way to look at the markets, then I don't really care. And if you ain't going through how I'm going about it, like, people could say, oh, here goes a fair value gap, right? Where's it at? People could say, oh, here goes a fair value gap, right? And they enter. And you can see how you could have entered off of this fair value gap, previous high, whatever. Enter, we would have won. But why are you not teaching that this area only matters until here? This area only matters until here. Why would you just say get in off of this fair value gap? Without telling them why. Without telling them that, hey, there is liquidity resting under where's it at? There's liquidity resting under these fair value gaps. So that's the difference of what I teach. ICT can be a strategy, but if you ask me, it's just an indication. They're not teaching how to make money. They're just teaching where to spot the money at. So fair value gaps, or just all different words. I'm not even going to get more into depth about this. This is literally just me being honest about the misinformation people are putting out there and not being real about it. You're putting out a strategy that just is full of indicators, but you're not telling somebody how to make guaranteed money. If the banks could do it, retail traders can do it. And the moment we crack that shit, it's over with. I already cracked it for myself, but I don't think it's going to be a majority rule until everybody starts to understand that money is just a tool, bro. So, boom. Notice how it came to this fair value gap. Notice how people don't even know where to put their stop loss at. What if they got stopped out here or stopped out there? Like, no, I could tell you that if you get in off of areas of liquidity, where I was talking about before I read that comment, there's going to be a higher chance of you not losing. So let's get back to it. We got a high. The previous high was right here. If you ask me, this was just higher. We're showing equal lows, so there must be liquidity resting under here. And this is why I don't go off of like indications or ICT or just different strategies. Like the first dude I ever learned a strategy from, he was saying something about bearish engulfing candles and bullish engulfing candles. In other words, that means that after two candles that cover the next candle, I'll show y'all. it's automatically an entry to get in. I don't believe in it because that's just an indication. Oh, two strategies covered like the, or not two strategies, two candles, 1, 2, covered this previous red candle. And this is called a bullish variation, right? Variation is just more than one, right? One candle closed above this red candle, the next candle closed above this red candle. So they will teach way to get in like this and put your stop loss under there, right? But bro, this is like the holy grail. Like this is just something that somebody could be like, yeah, this works, but it doesn't work all the time. And people are making money off of this shit, bro. And this shit is fucked up, dog. It's fucked up because people are teaching indications, but they're not telling you that it's guaranteed. If they were telling you it's guaranteed, I bet you will spend your money quicker. But because you're just going off of not just the money part, but you're going off of the illusion of the money, you're thinking that it can solve everything about your life. Bro, it's just money, bro. The only thing that's going to solve your life and everything about it is you, not the money. Don't live above your means. You won't need so much money. Boom, you solved it just then and there. But if you got goals and aspirations and you mixing that shit in with other people's accomplishments and materialistic things, you mixing up life, bro. Life don't work like that. Life don't work like that. And that's why people make so much money off of other people, because people think that life works like that, bro, and it doesn't, man. Okay, so last time saying this, let's get back on the subject of my so-called strategy or the way I trade. So 4 hour, what was I marking up? The 4 hour time frames. We got a low. Boom. If you ask me, it really looks like we're ready to fall. Stop losses, but we made a new high. 1, 2, 3. We already came and swept under these lows. That's how I know we're going to keep dropping. And if we keep dropping, we're going to drop down here. But for right now, it looks like we're rejecting. We want to buy again. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm looking for buys right under this area. So the reason I'm doing that is because, like I said, we have a high right here, and our previous low is right here. This isn't our previous low. Why? Because this is in between structure. Our previous low was around a higher low or a higher high. In this case, we're buying, so we have to wait for it to sell off. I'm waiting for it to sell. But we got our indication, meaning that people say, oh, it's a fair value gap, enter. Okay, so you put your entry in here. You don't even know where to put your fucking stop loss. How about you use the fair value gap as an indication, like, okay, we're approaching a level to get ready to trade at. But we're only approaching market structure. That's all it is. We have another high right here that obviously showed that we can sell from here. In this case, right now, we've been buying. We're still buying. But now, where do we look for a trade? I'm looking for a trade anything under here to take it all the way back up. And my stop loss is going to be 30 to 40 points. Or under the previous higher low, whichever is better for you. So, boom, my stop loss is under there. Entry is under here. And how I enter is based off of my lower time frame. So in this case, my 5 minute is already showing support right here, right? It's showing support above the area. And the way I look at it is when I start to see the indication of, okay, something is showing support, I know that people are getting in off of entries. I know that people are putting their entries in because it's just showing support, and they're getting so fucking impatient that they're just like, fuck it, let me buy. But this is how the banks think. And I'm gonna have to tell y'all right now, if y'all don't start thinking like banks, hedge funds, institutions, bro, you're gonna start getting patched. You're gonna keep getting patched. Banks, hedge funds, institutions look at it the opposite way of retail traders. And that's why it's so easy for them to continue making money. Retail traders forget that they need a breaker structure. A break of structure can't just come on a lower time frame. A break of structure comes on my higher time frame. So in this case, I do see a break of structure, but, and this is where we get a little bit more advanced. A break of structure means that we have a high and we didn't just close back below. So I'll explain a little bit better. Break of structure, right? We have this high. We have a high right here. We have a high right here. This is a break of structure. This isn't. This is not a break of structure. This is a break of structure. Okay? Notice how after we had this break of structure, we came to the previous low. Previous low was under here. What did we do? We started to fake out, and we continued going up. Okay? This is a nice way to get in off of entries, off of learning break of structures, right? But if you don't know where you're looking for break of structures at, you can just identify them as whatever you want. And it's just like an ego and an illusion thing that you have to get away from. Okay? In this case, let's go back to my hourly, and I'm looking for a break of structure. Like I said, with the banks, hedge funds, institutions, they look for break of structure. We have a break of structure over here, right? It looks like we broke structure over here, and our previous low was right here. Only thing is, this is where you have to slow down on thinking that, but this is what you said. No. Break of structure already happened. We already pushed up. So everybody thinking like, oh, we pushed up here once, we're going to push up again. You are right. You're in a fair value gap. You are right about all of these things. Oh, it is a double bottom. You're right. The only thing you're missing is the liquidity grab. We have to grab liquidity. We have to fake everybody that's selling out to continue buying. People that are also scared, right? This is how banks think. People that are scared to trade, they just get in on what they see. So this sell-off is just a pullback. If it really wanted to sell, it will be in a downtrend. It's not in a downtrend. It's just in a pullback. It's just pulling back. This is in an uptrend. The trend is your friend. Always remember that. The trend is your friend. The trend is your... Let's come back over here. See, we're still falling. Everybody that wanted to buy, they still getting their ass cooked. Okay? Still getting them cooked. Still getting fried. Fish fry. This may equal lows. I love that, but we still have to sweep liquidity under here. And kind of the rest, I'm going to just let it show for y'all. And if I'm wrong, that'll be a very big surprise, but 9 times out of 10, I'm right. We already have the equal lows. We have the break of structure. We just have liquidity resting under here. And the reason I know it's under here is because I have to go to my previous low before we broke highs. And that is right here, okay? And my previous low was right here. We made support. I can even go down to my 5-minute. We were in a downtrend, right? We were in a downtrend. When it comes to this downtrend, where is my previous low before breaking out of this downtrend? Or after breaking out of this downtrend? Or after breaking out of this downtrend, where's my first low before making a liquidity run? Okay, so we got liquidity sweeps and we got liquidity runs. This is what you call a liquidity run. Why? Because this is all liquidity is. Liquidity is just where people have their stop losses placed at. So For the people that was selling, right? And they got their stop losses up here. For the people that were selling, they all got stopped out. Because they're trying to hold all the way down or whatever they're trying to hold to. It doesn't matter to me. All I'm looking is for the areas of where they're putting their stop loss. That's where the banks are looking for. The banks need people's entries. They need, for every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. But think about the people that's putting in billions or millions and just all this money. You think one retail trader can take over their trade? No. You think one retail trader can say, and this is like just common sense. You think one retail or even 10 retail traders with 100,000 can cover a $1 billion hedge funds trade that they're trying to make millions of dollars off of? No. So what do they need? They need liquidity. They need more traders where their stop losses are at. They need more they need not entries, but they need more volume. They need more money, right? And the most money is where stop losses are at. It's where liquidity is resting, okay? The only difference is they have more money to play with. You don't. The best part about it is if you get in on the same entries as them, you can kind of make just as amount of money as them. Probably not as much, but you can make it just as guaranteed as them. Let's just say that. When you do this repetitively, that's when you get to saying, okay, now it's time to scale up. Now it's time to risk more. But it's on the same thing. This same thing that's happening today that I'm saying that is going to happen, it's going to happen tomorrow. And if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it can happen on Monday. If it doesn't happen on Monday, it can happen next Friday. Like, the only thing that separates retail traders from banks is that they have enough money to try again the next day. They have so much money to where they don't even need to trade every day. You feel me? They're satisfied with what they're making because they're making so much. So they made it simple for them to make money, and they make so much money to where they don't need to do it every day. Okay? That's why you don't see these big moves happening. Like, you think this is a retail trader pushing this up or retail traders pushing this up? No. It's banks, it's the institutions, it's the hedge funds. Only big money can move the markets like that. When we're consolidating, look at that as a time where the hedge funds and institutions are trying to agree on what they want, are trying to make a decision. Like, I just learned this, bro. Politicians and like basically people in like the politics, you know, they can make money off of knowing what's going to happen with different companies and like just with the economy, and they could tell another politician or whatever, right? But when it comes to say me, and I say I want to come on Instagram and be like, hey, Tesla's gonna do this, bro. Just get in on these puts or calls or get in on these buys soon. Get in. You know we could go to jail for that. So you telling me that the people that got so much money can't go to jail for knowing what's going to happen with the markets, but the people that don't got enough money, aka retail traders, they can go to jail for knowing what's going to happen with the markets? Bullshit. Bullshit. That's all I can say. Bullshit. 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 Let's start. What you doing? Swept these highs, swept these lows. Looks like you're ready to buy. Hourly. Looks good to buy. Because we still have liquidity resting up here. My 4-hour must be rejecting to the downside. It is. But at the same time, my last low was under here. Boom, we closed back above. We're showing support. We have liquidity resting up here from all of these sellers. Boom, that's why people are thinking we're going to sell off. When it comes to it being a previous resistance, we obviously know that we could read price action if we knew it was going to sell. That's a sell-off. That's a rejection. In this case, this is support. This is another indication of it showing support. If you ask me, 15-minute, we got high, we swept it. Do we break structure? No, so that means This is why I say I only trade US 30 and NAS, because they're similar, but at the same time, they're not. It looks like it wants to buy. We got a high, but we swept these highs, so we have to come to the previous lows. Previous lows from these highs. Have a high right here. Where's the previous lows before it came into that? Damn, the markets are consolidating. You're all swept those lows, so it's looking like we want to buy. They move differently. Let's see what happens on US 30 though. It does look like it wants to buy. The only thing is NAS is still showing buys, or still have to sell off. So whatever we about to do, just got to be a little patient, but we're actually in the right areas. We're in the perfect areas for us to kind of take easy trades. We just have to be patient and wait for everything to show us what it wants to do. 4 hour, we rejected to the downside to this previous support. If we could sweep liquidity, we took out this high, we took out this low. I mean, we have a change of direction, bro. There's so many different reasons why you want to take 4 to 5 years to learn this, because the experience behind it, the misinformation and the experience that you get from the misinformation, I ain't gonna lie, personally, the misinformation was the reason I was losing. The information that I learned is kind of the reason why I had confidence to keep doing it, because it was like shit that I learned for myself, not from what somebody else was telling me. You get me? So what I learned for myself is on the 4 hour, look at this candlestick on how we broke above the green, or the top of the green one and the bottom. That is an indication for me for a price to reverse. Why? Because the candlestick took the highs and the lows out. So that means we're consolidating. And if you go to the lower time frame, you obviously see that we're consolidating. There's not really an uptrend or a downtrend. What do you do in consolidation? You either trade at the top or you trade at the bottom. Okay? Simple. In this case, we're looking for buys. So why would I trade at the top of consolidation knowing that it could go all the way back to the bottom? I'm not. I'm going to trade at the bottom of it, knowing that it could go all the way back to the top. And that's an easy trade, but I don't like that. But if you choose not to do that, you can also just wait for it to close. We'll get there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me make this like goldish. Notice how we're consolidated. We broke out of consolidation, right? But what the institutions do, they fake out everybody that said, okay, hey, after the breakout, take the retest. You fucking thunkies. No, it doesn't work like that. Don't do no break and retest if they're not teaching you how break and retest really work. Because that's misinformation that they're just making money off of a fucking course with, bro. Or off of a video that they're posting. And then guess what? They're going to blow the money that you could have blew yourself. These people are putting out so much information, bro. Like, I don't know why, but then again, like, I don't care. All I know is this shit can change the world. It can change everybody's lives that are so-called poor, just like in the wrong circumstances, or just don't have the right circumstances. You get me? Like, but because they put out so much information, misinformation, we kind of end up like all staying in our own categories: the rich, the middle class, the poor. I feel like the middle class are the ones that just try. The poor are the ones that just say like, I tried, I don't want to try no more. Like, I don't have enough and I really just, you know. But the rich, they don't take no for an answer. They don't take no for an answer. They figure it out. You think the rich are over here trying to look for videos to figure out? No, they didn't have the internet like that back then, bro. They figured it out. They were persistent. They kept going, bro. That's the only thing that make the difference of the rich. They don't care about money, bro. Them boys is probably in millions of dollars of debt. A fucking dollar bill is like, bro, let me show y'all the dollar right now, the value of it. It might be going up because they lowered the interest rates, meaning that shit is cheaper to buy. So, just look at it. Notice how in 2022 the dollar was at like kind of its highest it's been since like 2001, 2002, right? Obviously over here 2001, 2002, that was the highest it's ever been. This right here, this instrument, this dollar, really matters to different economies. It matters to us because it's kind of how we go with our everyday lives, but it's really a tool that you can like track and use to like kind of make more money, bro. It's like power. This shit is weird, it's evil, but it's kind of like it. It's a fucked up world, dog. It's a fucked up world, and the shit that people don't know about, like, it's the information that people don't know about that really like scares me, and that's the only reason we all separate into our own categories because you just don't know enough, bro. But yeah, that dollar, is it losing its value still? Let me see. July 2022. Let me go on something and look at this real quick, y'all. Calendar. Go back when they lowered the interest rates. They just lowered them last week, right? Smoke for the trauma, sip for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Made us all walk around with foreign everything real. So notice interest rate's been the same kind of for a minute. So when was this? 20 September 2022. Okay, bet. Let's go to September 2022. Notice how the interest rates were lower, right? 3.25, and then November 2022, 4%. November 2022, prices started to drop, right? Or the dollar started to drop. Why? Because the dollar became more of a, how do I say this? It costs more to use the dollar. Like basically, am I saying it right? It costs more to use the dollar. Like the stuff revolving around the dollar started to cost more. So when that tends to happen, different economies like just different systems and economics or whatever or economies, they kind of veer away from the dollar and they say fuck that dollar. You feel me? Like we don't even care about it because it costs too much just to even try to do something with it. So they'll go over to like Japan, right? Let me show y'all something with Japan. They'll go over to like Japan, and when you look at their currency and their shit, right? Their interest rate is like not even. What is Japan's interest rate, bro? It's like lowest crap. Japan's interest rate 0.5%, while ours is 4.5%, right? So when it comes to that, when it comes to these things, right? When stuff is cheaper to buy, people love that, especially people that have a lot of money. But when stuff costs a lot, people say, "Nah, we good. We ain't even gonna mess with that because y'all got some shit going on." Meaning that I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of self-explained. Like you can explain that shit to yourself. It's common sense, but it kind of takes for somebody to kind of break it down for y'all a little bit though. So they lowered it to 4.25, which I don't think they should have. If they end up making stuff cheaper to buy, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna shut out the middle class. They're gonna shut the middle class out, and then they're gonna create either rich or poor. But our generation, like I'm 24 years old, I just turned 24. Our generation, we're gonna stop that. That's why they scared of us. That's why they scared of us, bro. They scared of what we can do, especially with this internet. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have lows under here. You got everybody getting faked out right here. We're consolidating on a lower time frame, meaning that so boom. I'm looking for price to literally just fake out under here. Where's my damn tools? Fake out under here to continue up. Why? Because this is my best area of liquidity. This is my best area of liquidity for the day, for the moment, for where price is playing at right now. Hold on, I deleted too much. All I want to do is delete this blue line. All right, boom. Like, don't get me wrong. Support or resistance does matter. I remember saying that it doesn't. It does, but what matters more is where you place it. It's all about your areas. All right. That's also AKA known as market structure. You should be able to mark your support and resistance off of market structure, not just off of what you think is right or wrong. But because of the misinformation, you're going to keep putting your support and resistance on levels that are just based off of what you feel, not off of what you know. And that's why when you get to kind of trading and trying to make money, you go off of what you feel, technically, and not what you know. You feel like you're going off of what you know because you feel like you put enough work in to put this support line or this resistance line, right? It's like me saying, okay, instead of putting a resistance line right here, I'm going to put it down here. Why? I don't know. I think just I'm right. Or this is what the other person told me, or I think I'm right about what they told me. And then this is another thing. They'll make it to where you can't really learn what they know, but it'll make so much sense to where you feel like they're right. But, okay. We got a high, low. But if you put it up here, right? Right here. And you don't know why, this is where luck comes in. This is where people be like, oh, look at this, bro. I made this amount of money. Do you know why? Because I ain't gonna lie, you did a great thing. But if you don't know why, guarantee you're gonna lose that money that you made. Or if you just say, okay, bro, I got lucky, but I need to figure out why I made this. That's a person that's looking for something. Like, we all get lucky. But some people don't know how to identify their luck as in continue, bro. Like, that's just a blessing. That's just the work you put in. That's the only reason you got lucky. It's when opportunity meets preparation. That's what luck is, bro. That's all luck is. It's not nothing else. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Made it so I walk around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. And if it takes off without me, fuck it. I just want to trade for the day. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Made it so I walk around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Water on my wrist though, water on my chain. Water got you wet, make her go insane. Pull up in that new coupe, might drove off the brain. I ain't potted job every fucking foreign you got name. Oh, let's put another level where I don't see it. So we go right there. Smoke those high. Boom, 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 boom. Fake thought ain't bitch. So. Before we went on this liquidity run, where's the last low? The last low is under here. Alright, so if the last low is under here, right? I know that people are going to put their sell stops over here. That's a whole nother game. Like, it's a part of trading, but let me see. It's a part of trading, but look at that sell off. Look at that. Everybody thought it was going to buy and just cook their ass. That's crazy. It's another thing. So look, what about the people that are scared, right? There's another group of people that also indicate. I ain't gonna lie, that it's like they're a part of the whole move. And when I say that, this is all I mean. People that don't know what to do, they do something like this. They say, fuck it. If price comes up here, I'm automatically buying, right? But where do they put their stop loss? They don't know. So they find areas to where you don't see them right now, but they find areas of where liquidity was and they just put it there, right? And then they keep moving it, keep moving it, keep moving it. And vice versa. People that are looking for sales or don't know what they're looking for, but they say, fuck it, I'm going to just sell once it comes under here. They're going to put their stop loss above here. And then they're going to try to keep holding. And they're going to get their cooked, right? But truthfully, it all makes sense, bro. It all makes fucking sense. And I don't need a lot of money to tell myself that. And nobody should need a lot of money to tell themselves that. Damn, it's just a mind game. And if I could control my mind, if I could take more control, have a lot of self-control, and just kind of go off of what I'm learning and what I'm seeing. Damn, go off of what you see, not off of what you know. What I see is, I thought I was going to buy here, but what it's telling me is not ready. That means my level was wrong. It means that I can get better. I've done this before. I'll usually take a loss and then wait. And then I'll figure out like, oh, I should have just waited for this. So go off of what you see, not off of what you know. And if you go off of what you see, you're going to learn more. And then you're not just going to go off of what you know. You're going to kind of like benefit off of what you know because you waited. You waited. You were patient. You took the knowledge and you applied it. You didn't just listen. You didn't just say, I'm going to just take this and put it wherever. Nah, you applying the fucking knowledge, bro. Let me go post this live because now we finna get rich. We finna get rich. We finna get fucking rich. Damn, sure. Is there a way I could like share my live on my story? No. Or you're not gonna start buying more funded accounts. I just gotta I ain't gonna lie. I've been contemplating on that too. Either buying more funded accounts or just saving up like 50,000 and just put it into the market. Why? Because the same way I can make $400-500 or $5,000, or not $5,000, but like $1,000-2,000. The same way I can make that amount of money off of this trade. If I have $50,000 in a live account, I can say fuck it. I'm gonna risk 5,000 to make 10, 15, but in one day, one fucking day. Now if I only have 5,000 and I try to say okay, let me try to make 10, 15, I'm risking that whole 5,000 where it's possible to make it, but bro, we want comfortability. We want shit to align. We want trading to align with not just our needs, but our survival instinct. You get me? Like, our survival instinct can't be just about what we need. It has to be about the work that we put in too. You get me? So my survival instinct will always be when I don't have enough money, oh, I need more. Okay, fuck it. Before I take this trade, instead of needing more, I'm just put in enough to say, bro, this is enough. Yeah, it's a bigger risk because of what I'm risking, and technically, I'm kind of like, it's the same risk, but my survival instinct isn't going to say, fuck, I lost it all. I'm not confident no more. It's going to say, if I lose, okay, I got 45 more thousand out of that 50 that I risked. Take my time. We're going to look for this again. Because I know off of one trade, I can make 2-3 times my risk back. But if I only have $5,000 in and I say, fuck it, I really need this, and I lose, now my mindset and my survival instinct is going to go into like, it's just gonna go into bad habits again, bro, and it's just gonna keep repeating itself. So yeah, it's a bigger risk to put in 50,000 into this shit, but is it? It's a way bigger risk to put in your last 5,000. Only reason it'll be a bigger risk with that 50,000 if you approached it like it was your last 5,000, but in a way where you risked it all. You get me? But if it's your last 50 and you put it in there, I ain't gonna lie, $5,000 gonna be way easier to make off of 50 than just with your last five. Is what I'm saying, bro. And I can't beat that. I can't. I gotta try it. I've never done it, but I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it. We swept these lows again. We swept these lows again. It looks like we're ready to buy. That was our last low. Looks like we're gonna come down there. What are you looking at? Here? We're gonna look at two different things. 538, 520. And the only reason I'm saying I'm not for sure about which level specifically is because the market does what it wants to do, bro. The market does what it wants to do. So as long as I got a higher probability chance of the area that I'm trading at, I should be right about where it should, not where it should go, but I should be right about where it shouldn't go no more. That's all I care about. Even if the trade doesn't go up right away, I'm okay with that, bro. I swear I am. I swear I am, bro. I just want to know if it does come down here, is it going to go any lower? Or if it does come up here, if I'm selling, it's going to go any higher. You get me? That's all that we need to know. How much we're going to make, we should automatically know what we're going to make if we are holding. But it shouldn't just be about what you're making. It should be about how much you're risking. And yeah, it's a rinse and repeat system. Notice how we bought, right? Notice how we bought right here, right? We bought all the way up. Well, the only time I would buy again, or let me explain this. Notice how we bought right here, right? People that bought, they put their stop losses right here. They put their stop losses right here. But there's also people that got stop losses under here after they see that this is wrong, right? And this is me talking for the pullback. They're trying to take this trade all the way back up. The pullback. The people that knows like, oh, we're going to keep going up, right? But notice how if we come under here, let me just do this. Notice how if we come under here, let's see what we're doing. 45 minutes. Right? Notice how if we come under here, right? If you're on a lower time frame and you're looking for an entry, this is why I say I don't like ICT and all that shit, bro, because it's like, look at the fair value gap that's literally sitting right in front of our face. Let's extend this to the right side. Right? And it looked like we were showing support, but then what? You got faked out. Why? Because it's giving you an indication of, hey, you're right about the direction of it going back up, but you're wrong about timing. All right, bet. So I'm going to keep trying to get in. And the people that look, oh my fucking goodness. The people that try to get in so early, bro. Y'all could be right, but y'all going to be wrong overall. Wouldn't you rather just be right overall, though, rather than right for the moment? We came under here, and this is me just being honest and transparent. Look, obviously, I ain't gonna lie, it's still, I have gotten faked out by trying to have a 30 or 40 point stop loss. I think the next thing that helped me master this and what I'm doing is waiting for it to fake out and then waiting for it to close back above. I only don't wait only because of moves like this, where sometimes, bro, the shit just takes off, bro. And you would think like, oh, that's the time. Where no. I'm learning that because it took off and it hasn't broke structure and it comes back down, 9 times out of 10, I know I'm right about my area. Once it fakes out under here, it's just stopping everybody out that got in on them buys. Like the banks, for some reason, just don't want nobody to win. The market doesn't want nobody to win. Um, Sometimes even the banks, because this is the area for the banks. But sometimes the banks lose too. But did they lose? No, because guess what? They have enough money, and I'm sure they don't have a stop loss this tight. So another thing that I can learn is that's too much. Another thing that I can learn is keep my same stop loss. Just wait for it to close back above. 1 minute. Still in the downtrend. Look like we're in an up downtrend. Boom. We swept liquidity from the breaker structure that it had on the 1 minute. We swept liquidity. Broke structure again after this downtrend. Came to the lows. And we started buying. See me, I'm more of aggressive, but I need to be a little bit more conservative, okay? And once I get in on this area, after seeing that it swept and all of that, now I can put my stop loss. But look, even that stop loss is too tight, which is why I be aggressive. So it's a mind game. It's a fucking mind game. And every day is not going to be the same. It's not. So 40-point stop loss, like I said, even if we were to do that, boom. Fair value gap in here. Cool, whatever. 15 minute. So notice how ICT, they teach fair value gap, right? I teach market structure and liquidity. We have a high, we have the previous low. Yes, we have point of interest candles. We have basically different areas to get in on buys early. But because the banks kind of know that, they search for areas of liquidity. From there, TP hit. And that's a 6 or 7 to 1. And I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's like, it's so guaranteed, but only if you really know what you're doing. And only if you really take the time to avoid doing the stuff that you're used to doing. Right? Still going, obviously still going. Right? And all of these pullbacks, so the reason I said it'll also be different is because, look, this is a way to get in, right? Off of this pullback. But notice how we broke structure again, right? And after we broke structure, people have to understand that before we could continue and look for another trade, we have to identify the same shit. And all we have to do is identify it from the same standpoint. So what does that mean? We have a high and we have a low. I go to my hourly. You can see that we have a high because we broke this high, and we have a higher high, right? So the only way I would want to buy is if we come back down to this previous structure, right, where we had our previous highs. In this case, it faked under, went back above. But this is our previous highs. I need to know where my 15-minute last low was. In this case, it's right here. Boom. What did we do? We swept liquidity to continue what? Up. It's simple. And it should seem like just 1, 2, 3. Yep. Definitely overly simple. It seems like too easy to be true, but only after you start to understand that it's not luck no more, after you know why it happens. So get rid of that luck mindset and kind of just start having that confidence to just keep putting in the work and stop calling it luck, bro. Let's see what you're doing this whole way. What days is it? What day? Oh, this Asian session anyway. We should continue up. Yep, we continue up. Okay, boom. And this is why you also shouldn't trade Asian session, because you want your move to form out. You want your move to kind of like develop. All right. So yeah, we bought, and I know some people be like, "Damn, we bought, gonna keep buying." But why not wait until we get into session? Identify where's the area of liquidity. We have these highs right here. We have these highs right here. We have 6 o'clock, 7:30, 8:15. So we're into the market. We're away from that first 30 minutes of the market. 9 times out of 10, we have equal highs. We have liquidity resting up here, meaning that we're not ready to sell yet because we never broke these highs. We sold off before the market could actually, when the market opened, we sold off and made equal highs, meaning that people put their stop losses where? at the top of these highs. So we have to find where liquidity is, and that's where the money is, the most money. And if we can just basically push price that way or get in on price pushing that way, you're going to be okay. So stop losses were up here. You put the stop losses up here to try to take it all the way down. Dumbasses, cool. The way that I look at it, equal highs. I basically go down to my lower time frame. I see that we broke out of this downtrend, out of consolidation. Cool. After we broke out of that downtrend, out of consolidation, I want to find where my last 15-minute low was before we went into an uptrend and broke this structure. In this case, we never broke that structure, so I have to find the last low from this high, and it comes all the way down there. And it's simple, but people overcomplicate how they learn. Not trading, not football, not school. They just overcomplicate how they learn. That's all it is. 5 minute. I really would say this looks like my last high. It's right here. My last low came from right here. Boom. Swept liquidity. Came all the way back up to these highs and just kept going. But obviously, you don't want to do too much. You just want to take it from here to the top. 40-point stop loss. 30 to 40 point. I'd like to say 40. And 90 points on 2 contracts is $3,000 for me on a futures account. And if I got 5 futures accounts, $3,000 times it by 5, $15,000 in a day. So, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you can't beat that, bro. And I'm willing to risk $250 to buy all of these accounts to continue going up. You get me? Or to continue trying to, I say going up. I'm willing to risk $250 on these accounts because I know if I'm able to stick to my strategy and what I'm literally teaching y'all, I'm going to win way more than I lose. I have a strategy. I have a plan. Not just a strategy. I have a plan. If I'm able to stick to the plan that I'm teaching y'all, not just a strategy, the plan. Because the strategy is okay and all, but gotta have a plan. 1 minute. Oh, freak. Did we sweep these lows already? Let's go to the 15 minute. Those do look like the lows that are swept. US 30, are you buying yet? Nope, you started selling off again. Okay, boom. Hourly, we have a high. Last low. Where's our boom? Boom. Alright, I lied. There we go. That's why I like back testing and all of that. That's why I like back testing and all of that, y'all. This looks 10 times better. And I'm glad I didn't just get in yet, because every time price approaches where you think it's going to go, it'll show you something on, hey, this is not the area. And if you can just accept that instead of just being like, I know I'm right. You're not fucking right because somebody told you to get in at this area, bro. Stop being a freaking robot before they come out with more robots and replace your ass. Go off of the applied knowledge. Go off of what you're seeing too. Go off of everything, not just one thing, bro. And be patient enough to know, like, you're not going to be right about everything. So, let's do this one more time. Daily, daily. Between here. I know we got 1. And I know we got 2. Alright. Let's go back here and see if these levels match. Oh, this is all-time highs, and that's why it's 10 times harder. That's why I'm freaking having a hard time. We're at all-time highs. these sessions are fucking up my eyes. 4 hour. Boom. I knew I was gonna find you, Art. US 30 moves weird. Alright. Also, they look at no news today. Let's go look at the news. Beginning to be debated. I don't know what the fuck that means. What does it mean? Talking on, and that is something that, in terms of major media, has been hidden in the shadows of federal players. They have looked up away from this. National the bank decided to buy UK government and corporate bonds at the top of the market and buy lowest bond yields the UK has ever seen. Facts. Whoa. I recorded a couple of the bonds in the 3 to 4 year maturity rate traded at negative yields at the bank. So, boom. That's why. Oh my goodness. What? Instead of looking at what the fuck Cardi B and them doing, go read about these freaking. Go read about your economy and what's going on in different economies. If you really want to make money, because money has nothing to do with how you use it to make your everyday life work. It has to do with how and where they're putting the money at. That's how you make money. The official message was that they were finally covering financial genius and we should sing along with the body fan. Don't worry, be happy and happy. We have some trouble. Make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. They're taking enormous interest rate gamble because they have fixed rate bonds and remember they were getting very little bonds. We're finna go into a recession. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, write for the commas, click for the game. Made this while walking around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Damn, y'all gotta. Coming to a new high, boom. Okay, let's see what price does around this area. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Notice how I tell people got their stop losses or their sell stops under here. Before we can sell off though, we have to come back up here before we can sell off. And if we end up selling off again, 9 times out of 10, we're just gonna come down here. But on this 4 hour time frame, we still have, we got support. We have a new high. Yeah, we're not selling yet. We have to buy. Oh my.
Order filled.
Boom. Stop loss under here. $15-minute. 9 times out of 10, people got sell stops under here. 5-minute. Yeah, we're good. We shouldn't come no lower. And this is how I pass my accounts.
Order filled.
1,500. 15-minute time frame. Let's go back to trading view. It's looking like we're showing support. 5-minute already showed multiple support. Yeah, this bitch should be able to go nuts. What do you want to do? We already sold once. We're trying to sell again. No, we should be able to blast through here. Got fair value gap in here, fair value gaps in here. People put all their entries in from right here. We already sold off from here. We have to go through there. Easy peasy. Only thing that looks scary is my risk. Fuck my risk. Take the risk or lose a chance, bitch. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Man, it's all work on foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no one on my name. Look at that. Bitch ass niggas, hold on. Shit, T-Fo. Good fucking shit, T-Fo. Good shit, T-Fo. Oh my. Fuck, y'all. Let me turn these on. We broke under here. We're probably gonna grab liquidity under here. But nah, it should. 1 minute. We sold once. We should continue buying. Should easily be able to continue buying until we come up here, and then from there, let's see how these are doing. US 30, you buying again? I knew you were trying to fake a nigga out. That look like great buys. $15-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute, hourly, 4-hour, daily. Yeah, probably won't go all the way back up to the top, but we for sure coming up here today. For sure ski. It's light work. Give me my fucking money. And even on 5 accounts, 600 times about 3,000. But we're going for 7,500 to make on all of them total. See what we do. Looks like we're trying to show support. How do we really want to do this?
Order filled.
Let's get a better entry, y'all. Hold on. Since we know we're right about direction, we probably have to sweep some type of area liquidity. Not looking at the money yet. Hold on. I just want to be confident with what I see. 15-minute. I know we have to come back up here for sure. 5-minute. Already shows support. New 30 minutes for to come out. That's what we want to see. Let's see how this 30-minute open up, y'all. Let's see how this 30-minute open up. times out of 10. Right there. 20-point stop loss. Easy peasy. I just know I'm right about direction, and I've lost before off of this. And it's basically, I'll be right about everything. And like I just said in the other trades, y'all, if y'all are watching, just when I was back testing and I was telling y'all, like, damn, like, even the banks get faked out sometimes. I'm just trying to get better with as much as I can, bro. I ain't trying to just make money with this shit, bro. And 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, 3. So because we didn't break this high, we swept it, but the low came from under here. Yeah, I see it. I see you, stupid art. I see you, stupid art. I see. Look at that pullback. That's why I got out, because I'm risking too much also. So that's also like, personally, I got out because I'm risking a lot to pass my accounts. I don't like doing all that. Take this trade, take this trade, take this trade, take this trade. Like, bro, there's too much money out there to just be trying to not wait on it, but kind of like overcomplicating it. You get me? Like, it's just money, bro. So let's see what happens. We broke. That's not a broken structure, so we have to come back down here. Go to my 5 second. That's also where I've been getting on to. So, boom. It looks like we're right. Downtrend. 15 seconds maybe. Yeah, right under there. Mm-hmm. 30 minutes gonna open up. We getting some base and candles. Everything looks great to me, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Stop. Just waiting a little longer, y'all. Turn these sessions off. Just waiting a little longer. Just want to keep selling for sure. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, it's gonna keep selling for a little bit longer. Broke. 5 minute. 15 minutes show support. 10 minute show support twice. Alright, here we go.
Order filled.
And if it takes off without me, then I'll
Order filled.
take that 1500. We should be good. Risking 1,000. Get my $40 back plus the 1500. Let's make sure.
Order filled.
Bingo. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. And at least I didn't have to be wrong about direction. Like, think about it. This whole pullback, I knew it was gonna happen. But watch how we just take off. We shouldn't touch this red line no more based off of, we already touched it twice. Once, twice, 30 minutes just opened up. Shit, let's just see how it goes. Don't look at the money, y'all. Look at the trade. Don't look at the money. If you do a liquidity sweep on me, I'm going to kick your ass. It hit the red line. Stupid R. Let me look at US 30. We're still buying. And we're going to automatically go all the way back up to the top, y'all. So don't. 1, 2, 3. All right. Sip for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Made this all rock and roll foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no what on my name. What on my wrist though? What on my chain? What I got your bitch wet? Make her go insane. Bro, get off a bull. Oh shit, it might stop me out right here. But a cheaper entry is 10 times better. Fuck it. Come on. Go ahead. Pay attention to everything that I'm doing. Fair value gap at the last low is under here.
Order filled.
But damn, hurry up and show support so we can just show them everything. Don't look at the money, y'all. Told y'all like 30 minutes ago that aggressive, you always get faked out. Let's see if it shows support. Either way, I would have lost if I kept holding that first trade. I knew it was going to keep going. It wasn't ready yet. Are you trying to grab another low? Do not change up your plan. Stick to your plan. We already have this breaker structure. We just have to close back above. Let me go to the 5, 15. Good. 5 seconds.
Order filled.
All right, here we go. What we got to lose? 300-400. Time frame should close back above. 1 minute should close back above. Got it. Now let's damn go, bitch. All right, here come the big money people, y'all. I'm gonna make back the fucking 1,600 plus more, hopefully. If not, I'm gonna show y'all how I go over my losses. But this should have been went up.
Order filled.
Yeah, hold on. Another $5 drain. Hold on, y'all. 1, 2, 3. You're a bitch. If I could take my 5 minute and learn from this, it'll be the breaker structure. It literally will be the breaker structure. Bet. Bet it up, 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 bet it up. So boom, psychological battle game. Me, I was right about direction, right? We taking buys right here. Finished it through. But after I seen that we never closed above this last high, I knew we were going to sell all the way back down to previous structure. In this case, or our last low. In this case, it came a little deeper, meaning that I need to get off my 1 minute time frame. Go to my 5 minute. When it comes to my 5 minute, are we breaking or are we showing support? In this case, it looks like we're showing support. If we end up continuing down, that'll be a big ass surprise. 15 minute, are we breaking or are we showing support? We're still showing support. We broke below, closed back above. We got 7 minutes to decide, but I know we're going to show support. Now, this is where people lose out, or this is where people kind of go left with day trading on their journey. This and what I do and what I just did is an everyday thing until you figure out if you're right about what you see. I know I'm right about what I see, and it's going to be 10 times harder for me to learn day trading if I don't accept that. I could accept that, hey, I was risking a little bit more than usual, and based off of how these funded accounts work, I can only get so much to fucking win, or I can only get so much to risk. That's what it was. Like, I had those 5 contracts, and when it comes to those 5 contracts, I'm not going to take 2-3 days to pass them. It just doesn't go with how I can make 30-40 grand off of the funded accounts. You feel me? It just doesn't work. And I'm willing to risk 250, because that's just going to add up over time way more than my losses. What are we doing? 5 minute, 15 minute. Okay. I love this, bro. I love how I'm able to like be so damn transparent and not really care about anything else. You get me? Hold on, let me move some money over. $250. Pair of fucking Jordans. Bitch. I went to the mall. I went to the fucking mall. But that same trade that I just lost $250 on, you gotta understand. People lose $1 million on trades like that. People lose 100K on trades like that. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. Me, I can't say I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I was just too early, maybe. And my risk was my risk was bigger than my strategy. No. My risk was too much for the account. It wasn't me. It's literally the funded accounts. The way my strategy works, I'm supposed to be, there go the liquidity sweep. Bet if we close back above again, I'm taking that. That's what I'm gonna start looking for. If that's what it was, bet. If it just swept liquidity again, bet. 5 minute, close back above, came back on the 1 minute, grab these lows for the people that got in on the. Fuck, I knew I was. Okay, bet. That's how we do it, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure, yeah, that's a buy. For sure a buy. And if it keeps selling, that is for sure a sell. But that should keep buying easily. I just got in too early. I'm trying to teach at the same time. It makes sense, but I'm not about the money, bro. I'm about the mindset. That's why my shit is called T-Fold Mindset. I know how to pass accounts. I know how to make money. But I want to learn how to perfect something. And the only thing it looks like I have to perfect is I can change up how much I'm risking, if I'm being honest. I could risk 2 to 3 contracts, maybe 3 instead of 5 to give myself a little bit more room. But the way this dropped for 3 contracts, 60, that's 1,800, yeah. I'd have probably just lost. Okay, bet. 15-minute. It's closing above. 15-minute show support, close below, close back above, and now it's dropping again. Okay, let's look at something, Tifo. Why would it still be dropping right now? Your strategy doesn't work like that. Support, support, support. 15-minute time frame. Support, support. You trying to get that perfect entry. That's the only reason you're losing. You want the guaranteed entry. You want the guaranteed entry, Tifo. That's probably the only thing you could get better at, is getting a guaranteed entry. Guaranteed entry. And I'm only buying these accounts for y'all because this is what y'all gonna do too. And even the best trader, so-called revenge trade, but it's not revenge trading, bro. It's literally just accepting when you're wrong and not giving up. Okay, bet. What we doing? Would it be down here? Are you wrong about entry? Yeah, you are. And why would it be down there? Was that the last liquidity area? The last low before we made a liquidity run? Yep. Okay. So being down here, we already stopped out under here. I say you're right, Tifo. This our last time trying this. Shut the fuck up. And you won't get to that rich stage and that stage where you see all the materialistic shit unless you're able to take a risk like this. So don't look at what I got. Look at what I do to get it. And that's what motherfucking rich motherfuckers need to start saying more. Don't look at what I got. Look at what I do to get it. Charge my phone. I'm finna get started with this shit, fam. Come on, brother. I was finna get back into football. But not until I master this, brother. Not until I master this. Because, I mean, I could go to school for free. You feel me? Like, pay for my own college. And play the sport for the love of it and not because of, like, the NIL shit and the money shit. You feel me? All right. We got to reset one more. And I'm trying to tell y'all, like, this came from me doing the whole, I'll load in $1,000 on the account and lose it all in one day. Where it be, I've loaded in $1,000 and made it to $3,000-4,000. So all I'm doing, I am lowering my risk. And this is a perfect risk for me, $250. But I don't like losing, so don't get used to that. Copy trader. Save trading. We're gonna do this one more time. Okay. One, two. Okay, it'll be the last candle. It'll be this next candle, 5 seconds.
Order filled.
All right, boom. We're gonna hold this to 15.
Order filled.
Hold on, y'all. What the fuck? I'm wrong about entry. I'm wrong about entry. fuck is y'all doing? How the fuck? It do have to come lower. But if that's the case and we're selling on a day, I knew it. You fucking. Alright, so look. The only thing I could take from them losses was you could take it's market structure, right? Market structure is on every time frame. 4 hour, daily, 1 minute, all of that. The reason I'm able to tell y'all about the highs and the lows, right? These highs and the previous lows is because obviously it's just like common sense, but it doesn't kind of how can I explain this while actually taking it for myself? This has to be where I keep fucking losing. You are weird. Hold on. That has to be where I keep losing. It's the in between. Where's the last? And we're at all-time highs. That's a high. There's a high below here. We took off. Swept these highs, it looked like. The 4 hour lows were under here before the liquidity run. Liquidity run. Swept these lows. Main extension, the first lows are under here before making these new highs. the word, y'all? Low, high. It's high. Nice areas right there. Boom, boom. Yeah. 4-hour time frame. We made new highs, so we have to go higher. We can't sell off that long. We can't. And that's cool. I take that quick little L. Pass the ass. Fit that ball. Sessions. We sold right here before. Sessions. We bought right here before. That's why we just sold off. You freaking all. Got it. I've been sick, bruh. But it's okay. We sold off from there. That's why we just boom. So we should start showing some support before we buy. Okay, boom. Here goes the support. We should buy into here. We should. And I feel like the only reason I was wrong is because I marked this as a higher low. And we started seeing support. But the truth is, the one that matters is the first one, not the second one. So we got 1, 2. This is the second one, right? And you got some buyers that came in, right? But the one that matters is the one that broke. Yeah. The ones that broke this high. So notice how we had resistance, right? Resistance. This candle is the candle that broke into this. Basically, this candle was the first candle that started this uptrend. Not this one. It started this uptrend, but no, it was already an uptrend. It started an uptrend down here, not right here. So it's a mind game. I feel like that's just a mental error. I can't really get mad at that, but the idea, right idea, wrong time. That's all it is. Right idea, wrong time. Now we sold off from here before, yeah. Sold off, so I feel like we should buy. Let's go to the 4-hour. 4-hour has support. That's what it is. Boom. Okay. From there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Alright. If I'm right about this, tomorrow we banging their ass out. No homo. I'm going to be right about this for sure. It's that 4-hour. We need to make sure we're right about the 4-hour. get over here. Go check this one more time. Make sure we're not tweaking. 1 minute doesn't matter. It looks like the 1 minute can always fake out and continue back down or continue back up. Okay, 1 minute. Got it. Swept the liquidity. Do I want to be aggressive? I already got my eyes patched. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm fast with the monster that's under my bed. Get on with the voices inside of my head.
Order filled. Order filled.
Say you think crazy, yeah, you think crazy, but that's not fair. You gotta make 16, so 21. Go back to my 1 minute. Bro, Nas. There's no way you want to keep selling. So let's just be patient. We have a low right there. Uh-oh, 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 but that's not fair. Damn, shorty. Uh-oh, 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 but that's not fair. Uh-oh, 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 but that's not fair. I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, so holding your breath. Yeah, you think I'm crazy, you think I'm crazy. Y'all know what this means? The market is getting ready to change again, and I'm just over risking on the contracts. That's all of this is. That's all that is. I'm just
Order
over
filled.
risking on the contracts, y'all. That's all that fucking is. I'm just over risking on the contracts, and the market is getting ready to turn. All right. No wins for the day. but the market should close back above. Sell-offs, unless there's something that I don't know about fundamentally, technical wise, it should buy from here. If we sell off from here, that is going to be a huge surprise. So I ain't even gonna take another trade, buy no more accounts. Let's just put this right here. Hourly support, 15-minute. I'm gonna get them entries down. And when I get them entries down, it's over with. 5-minute. Let's go to the 1-minute. Yeah. Already see we're ready to buy. Just them contracts. That's why I don't like funded accounts. If I would have had 50,000, a nigga would have been able to have as much breathing room as he want. But it's alright. Gotta accept your journey for what it is. And if the 4 hours selling like that, that must mean that my 4. God, why do I always gotta lose before I see it? Fuck. Don't get in. Anybody getting in, if anybody's watching this, do not get in on that trade. The market's doing the hugest pullback it ever been. Or it does, not the hugest pullback, but it's doing a huger pullback only because in order for us to even play above here, we need way more buyers and sellers. So we need to go where most of the buyers or most of the sellers have their or most of the buyers have their stop losses, right? We need to go grab more liquidity so that way we could break above this area. Okay? So the motherfuckers that's getting lucky, that's steadily selling, go ahead. Y'all lose your money tomorrow and the next day. Well, hopefully y'all don't. I ain't trying to pray on y'all downfall, but anybody that's just getting in because it's selling, stupid. I'm not getting in because it's selling. I'm getting in because I know it should go back up. And that's why it's going to be easier for me to kind of get, how do you put this? It's going to be easier for me to get further because I'm learning from real losses, not just gambles. It's gambling when you try to just get in off of what you think is going to happen or what you're seeing is happening and you think is going to keep happening, right? But it's a real loss or a real trade if you're saying, hey, after this happens, this should happen, right? You're going to learn way more from that perspective than just, oh, fuck, I got in. Fuck it, this is happening. It's time to get in. You get me? So I'm willing to take these losses, bro. I'm willing to take these losses. I'm willing to understand all of this because guess what? Somebody has to. Ain't nobody out there taking the losses for others to help them understand better. But people out there winning for others to help them get into it, man, fuck that shit. It's all an illusion. So I feel once we come back down here, I say another thing that I wasn't saying. Another thing that I wasn't saying, the opposite side of that mindset of, hey, this is going to happen, you kind of get impatient with it happening. I don't get impatient from making money. I get impatient from knowing what's going to happen and forcing it to happen. If I can unlearn that, I don't have to learn nothing else about day trading. All I got to do is unlearn certain things. Unlearn, bro. If you can just unlearn, man, boy, you're going to be all right. I ain't think price is going to come down here that quick. This bitch melting. I know it's going to keep melting because it's doing a 4-hour pullback. Not a 15-minute, not an hourly. It's doing a 4-hour pullback. And that's why I got my ass cooked. I'll be right back. Stop. Now. Stop. 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 Now, I don't think there's nobody out there able to look at trading the way I do from losing. But if you ask me, man, I don't really care about how I lose, dog. As long as I'm learning something from it. I mean, people lose every day. They go buy shit that they don't need. They give money away to people that don't deserve it. They give, or they take risks that sometimes it doesn't work out where they shouldn't be taken. You know, like, this is my losses. These are my versions of losses. This is my noise. You get me? Like, everybody else's losses and noise. Everybody have their own thing that they spend money on. Like, there's motherfuckers out there that spend money on liquor every day. You losing $50 to $100 a day just on liquor. You spending money on weed every day. You losing $100, $200 a week on weed, probably more than that, if I'm not mistaken. Me, all it takes is for me to be right one time to make everything that I ever lost back and more. So why would I stop? Because I lost? Fuck that shit. Price is definitely steadily selling. And I also don't want to get into the habit of, oh, let me just make some money. Fuck that. I'd rather take my losses. I thought this was going to happen. It didn't. Fuck it. I'd rather live that lifestyle, bro, than just the lifestyle of I made money because somebody else told me I could and you can too. Like, nah, bro, I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know where my money is going. I want to know why my money is working this way. So that way, when I'm risking more and I'm putting $100,000 on a trade or $400,000 on a trade, I'm so fucking confident, bro. I'm so damn confident. That's all I care about is my confidence right now. Was I right? Nah. But I was so damn confident to where when I'm right, fuck a feeling a motherfucker can get me. I want that feeling I can get myself. That's what I'm chasing, that feeling I can get myself. I mean, I'm sad I wasn't right only because I couldn't teach y'all what I wanted to teach y'all. But I'm happy that I lost because at least I'm not giving out misinformation. At least I'm not giving out shit that's not real. You get me? And I'm gonna name this video "The Reality of a Trader Trying to Pass Accounts." All right. Other than that, I'm gonna let this video run a little bit longer so that way we can see if this trade was ended up being right. Boom, 40-point stop loss, take it all the way back up. And 9 times out of 10, these are the type of trades that we really love. And it's probably gonna consolidate down here for a little bit. Nope, it's gonna be an instant reject. Instant reject. An instant all the way back up. Daily is not gonna turn out like that. And if it does, nope. Previous support was right here. We got to close back above there at least. 1, 2. Yup. They got me. I got me. Is there a way I can put some emojis on here? Hold on. Where the heartbreaks at? Sometimes you gotta laugh that shit off. I would say I'm not in a rush to get nowhere no more either. Like, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I want to be and where I'm going to be. That shit gonna be forever. So why would I rush to get there if it's gonna be forever? That's better than just having it for the moment. The shit that you try to chase for the moment is only gonna last for the moment. The shit that you try to chase forever, it's gonna last forever. So also change your mindset with knowing that it's not gonna come in the moment. It's not gonna come until you get into the mindset of just consistency, persistent, bro, and just that confidence. Like, it's gonna come, bro. I know this shit gonna come. I know this shit gonna come, bro. I know it's gonna come. And I gotta believe in it before anybody do. So I appreciate myself even doing this shit, bro. $24,350. It's cool, T-Folk. Gonna be alright. You would choose out of all days to drop like this, you stupid bitch. Oh, that's another thing. I try to buy right here, right? Me being right about this lets me know if I want to buy right here. Boom, I just learned that. That's where I scale in. I can get my money back. I can get my money back. Now I know how to scale in with a live account. Now I know how, why, when. It's from the same areas that I lost at. It's just that I was wrong about direction. I'm finna fuck shit up all next month. All I gotta do is keep doing what I'm doing. All October, all November, all December, all 2026. I'm finna fuck shit up. Smoke for the trouble, sit for the pay. Right for the commas, click for the game. Made it so I walk around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no water on my name. Market structure. Boom, that's what's gonna help me. This here. Boom. Until then, we're looking for sales. After we sweep this area, we have to sell all the way back down to this area. After we sweep this area, we have to buy all the way back up into this area. Yes, sir. 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 Good shit, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Sad that it came with a loss, but thank you. That's exactly what I need. Now I know what to teach next. Now I know. And I knew I was wrong. That's why I got right back out. This is giving me signs of I'm about to lose right away. But it's what I'm teaching that I might as well have stuck it through. That's why I stuck it through. That's why I kept, bro. I just took a loss for everybody. And that shit, oh man. God gonna bless a nigga, bro. He already blessed me. Oh man. I got a real cheat code. Glitch. Smoke for the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Maybe it's all I walk around with.
Lows. Yes, trying to hold 66.80 is about 2 points off the lows there. Opening lows. Nasdaq holding 24,648, about 20 points off the lows there. That conviction, JD. You know what's frustrating?
Damn, everybody lost today.
I've been on here a few times, and I see the same setup every time I'm on, and I didn't take it, and I didn't take it last time I was on either. But you have a break of IV low. This works on MES. I saw the same setup. MQ, same setup.
Y'all just be talking. They talking about fuck this market. Bro, what, dog? Bro, what? Bro, what? Dude, dog. Oh my goodness. Bro, what? Y'all gotta look at what I just seen, bro. What the fuck? Dog. Fuck your what? Bro. How can I go to like stuff?
What's up?
How can I go to liked? Bro. This dude just had me rolling, bro. See and delete activity. Save an activity. Japan interest. Bruh. Look at this shit.
6 student loans piling up. Financial freedom starts here. This is salvation, ladies. 2-3 minutes at a time, ladies. All we need. Financial freedom starts here. What if I told you, ladies, that you could say fuck school today and still earn 6 figures and do your own laws? How's that sound? We don't want you to be a porn star. We just want you to have an open mind. Listen, I'm like, you get ahead by giving head. I bet your daddy will like a brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado sitting in his front yard. How about that? Think about it.
A lot of people be asking for a little setup tour and all that. So let me give you a little brief on it.
I bet daddy like that new 2022 Chevy.
I bet your daddy will like a brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado sitting in his front yard. How about that? Think about
it. This nigga's pure comedy, bro. Fuck, dog. He's pure comedy. Oh my goodness, dog. Hey, yo. 5 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, well, are you saying that during session, that if there's not enough time, you have a high chance of it happening before? Okay, and that's one trade, but the real trade is under here. So that's going to happen tomorrow or an Asian session? Okay, bad. Let's see how this goes. I see why I always mix myself up. And this is why people shouldn't try to hold trades. Okay, bet. So that makes a lot of sense, Tifo. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, US 30, you actually came down to the level, huh? Well, would you look at that? For the trauma, sit for the pain, rap for the commas, click for the game. Made it so I walk around with foreign everything. Real nigga, I ain't never had no one on my name. One on my wrist though, one on my chain. I've seen it all before. 5 minutes. So, for the rest of my life, I could avoid taking L's based off of it having to hit from here to here. But what that matter? Alright. Bet. It's the same area that it bought from yesterday, ain't it? Yup. Ended up being the area that it sold from today. Yup. Started faking everybody out thinking it was gonna buy. You knew that it wasn't ready to buy. You knew that shit because why? There's liquidity resting under where? Hourly. You got liquidity resting under here? This is. But that shit don't matter. You got liquidity resting under there? And that's why it was buying. But that liquidity didn't matter. The only liquidity area that mattered was that 4 hour. We bought from under here before. And we were playing above it. You already swept under here, so it coming back. That makes a lot of sense. 15 minute, boom, boom. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna make so much fucking money. I'm changing my whole family life, but I gotta change mine first. Same thing that it did right here. Wait for the hourly, bought, but the 4 hours still gotta get swept. Wait for the hourly, bought, but the 4 hours still gotta get swept. Bet. And that 4 hour was where? I got these levels marked up wrong. That 4 hours right here. So that 4 hour went under came back 1, 2, 3. You should have known that we were gonna sell through here. You should have fucking known, Tifo. Well, you did know. You just thought it was gonna fake out, and when it did, you were right about the fake out. Close back above. Just do it hard. I'm not supposed to be smoking woods right now. I'm done with this shit after this one. Bet. I don't think we're gonna see buys under here today, y'all. Probably tomorrow or today Asian session, but bet. Bet. Other than that, it's a big psychological game, y'all. Try to master what I just did. Like, I just stopped. I didn't revenge trade because my risk is different from everyone. I took my account, tried to do the one trade, didn't work. Took my account again, tried to do the one trade, it didn't work. Cool. I'm done. But I'm trying to tell you that tomorrow it will work. But the next day it will work. But it's better than waiting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days because it's like the markets isn't going to give you an opportunity every day. You get me? So that's kind of why I do the one trade or no trade. You get me? Or the one trade and kind of like, and that's just to pass it. When it comes to my regular, when I pass my accounts, I actually lower my risk, but I do the same thing. But it should be narrowed down to 2 trades a day. That's what I need to do. 2 contracts, 40 pips. That is 1,600. Usually I blast for my first trade, blast for my second trade. 2 contracts is 1,600. But 2 contracts for 100 points is 4,000. So just catching, say we catch, instead of taking sales or instead of taking buys, we took sales, right? Say we do the 2 contracts. Just holding it to where it came down here is 4, 8, 12. It's $20,000 for me. So when I pass it, this is $20,000 for me, easily. Easily, $20,000. $20,000. So yeah, I'm not looking at that 250 because once I master and get confident with what I'm actually saying I'm trying to find and what I found, I just need to get more consistent with it. 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20. Don't say shit to me. But I'm getting sick again. I should have hit this wood. I'm probably gonna lay my eyes back down. Just wanted to drop some content. We might not have won today, but we're gonna try again tomorrow. I appreciate everybody that even came on here to watch, even the ones that's watching in the future. I told you it was gonna work. It works, but you gotta keep going. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong because there's so many damn candlesticks. It's not because you wrong. It's just a mental error. You feel me? Like sometimes the computer freeze. Can't get mad at the fucking computer freezing. At least it still work. So I know that this works. So I'm not gonna fucking throw it away. I'm gonna critique it. I'm gonna get better at it. And watch. I'm gonna make all the money that I lost back.